forward to. I've been in now all the shops on Main Street, but I have not had a chance to eat at all the restaurants yet, and I look forward to that going forward for Mary Jo and I, and to get a chance to enjoy it. And I'll tell you that you've probably been following in the news, and we can certainly go into it in detail, as much detail as you'd like when we get to the Q&A. Very interesting time in our country right now, to say the very least, right? Emotional time too. I'm finding that when I do my town hall meetings, that I have to state right up front how important it is that everyone listen. Because people are very animated on the left and they're very animated on the right. And without that sort of reinforcement, folks are potentially could talk past one another. And I think that there's still some common ground that can be found. I really believe that. And to wit, just look at the compromises that have been struck only in the last 4 months or so, right? Didn't think we'd get tax extensions, and we did. And we needed them for a fragile economy. It was important to do that, I believe. And then we needed to come to an agreement to close the books on 2011, and we needed to do so in a manner that took the first steps, so many more to take, that moved us back towards a balanced budget. But we needed to take those steps. And a lot of sort of posturing on both sides, but in the end, we did. And then you look at all the punditry and how they comment on it. Here are the facts. We wanted to cut $100 billion from the president's budget. The president wanted to freeze. We ended up cutting $79 billion from the president's mark. That's $39 billion from last year's spending, if you're wondering where the numbers come from. Somebody said, well, what happened? $100 billion, $39 billion represents from the 2010 spending levels. The $100 billion was the goal from the president's mark. And for those that study this, no doubt you do, whether there's a Democrat or Republican Congress, generally speaking, budgets are higher than the president's mark. Higher. So when we say cutting $79 billion, then that's because traditionally the Congress had added their earmarks above and beyond the president. I'm telling you as a guy who in the Army, one of my tours, I served on Capitol Hill as a military fellow, and those budgets for the 2 years that I was there were higher than the president's budget. And that was President Bush, and the Congress was controlled by Republicans in the House, Republicans in the Senate, and they came in higher. And that was pretty much the way things worked in Washington, D.C. for a long time. So when I say we saved $79 billion from the president's mark, historically that would have been more. I mean, we would have ended up with even higher spending levels. So, look, it's the very, very, very first steps. But why that's important is because it changes what we talk about.